Dear ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored and proud to be one of the patrons of the European Startup Universe and to have the opportunity to address this pan-European community you have built throughout this 6-week online program. Like you, my objective is to build the European innovation ecosystem that is up to this task. We need to foster and attract talents and ensure that Europe's diverse ecosystems complement rather than compete with each other. We need strong local and regional innovation ecosystems that can be the building blocks for a well-connected pan-European network that can offer an attractive business environment for companies at all stages of growth, where Europeans, businesses and industries everywhere in Europe can benefit from innovation and thrive. My goal is to deliver a new European innovation agenda to be adopted in July this year. Under the new European innovation agenda, we plan to strengthen and interconnect local research and innovation ecosystems, particularly in less developed regions, to contribute to and benefit from the deep tech innovation. We'll mobilize relevant policies, funding instruments and stakeholder efforts under comprehensive partnerships for regional innovation to reinforce the integration of European deep tech as sustainable value chains. The backbone of these ecosystems and innovation in general are people, innovative, driven, creative individuals that put their minds and skills to work to create new solutions for Europe's challenges and a brighter future. People like you. This is why one of the key elements of our new European innovation agenda will focus on nurturing, attracting and supporting world-class talents in Europe. In addition, the new agenda will include mechanisms to attract institutional investors to become limited partners in venture capital funds. Furthermore, we plan to support the development of sandboxes that will make it easier for deep tech startups to test innovative solutions in secure and safe environments. However, these new mechanisms will be effective only thanks to people like you, your passion and energy to drive forward your dreams. All European resources are at your service to make Europe the global powerhouse for innovation and startups. I wish you a fruitful closing event and good luck to all the participants that have participated in the Startup Universe program.
Hello everyone, thank you Mr. Paraschos for the invitation. I'm really delighted to support the European Startup Universe, one of the biggest projects for early stage EU tech startups. The European countries, they do have the people and the resources to accelerate our tech ecosystem. It is quite positive to see people from different countries coming together to help tech founders take the next step. Such initiatives help Europe innovate, pioneer, and move forward. I'm inviting you to join this journey, either as a participating tech startup founder or a supporter of the European Startup Universe, and create a massive network full of opportunities for everyone in Europe. Let's make Europe the new global powerhouse for startups. And we know that we need more solutions, we have more emerging technologies, and you have to think out of the box to provide us with your ideas. And this is something that Europe will always support, and we need to invest even more. And this is what we plan to do. Thank you and good luck with your activities today.
Hello and welcome everybody. Today we're here to conclude the journey of the European Startup Universe. This journey began 6 months ago when we had our first meeting with people from across Europe who wanted to join our initiative. The European Startup Universe consists of 8 ESU programs organized by 8 incredible partners and their amazing teams. All of us came together with the mission to support every EU tech founder around the world and ultimately making Europe the new global powerhouse of startups. Programs, these founders benefited in various ways. As we speak, some of them are in the process of claiming funding through the ESU's networks of investors. The European Startup Universe is more than a program for startups. It's a massive network of opportunities and connections. It builds bridges in the startup ecosystem, aiming to give access to valuable startup resources for everyone, despite their location or their stage. Now it's time to celebrate the successful end of these programs. In a while, we will be presenting to you the outcomes of the European Startup Universe and the programs that took place online during March-April 2022. Following that, there will be a panel discussion with the experts of ESU programs. Moreover, today we will be meeting some of the startups that took part in the ESU programs and the members of the organizing team of the ESU. Finally, at the end of this event, we will be meeting and networking with each other in our networking session. Now, let's get started. I would like to invite Thanos Paraschos, organizer of the whole European Startup Universe. Thanos, the floor is yours.
Dear all, before stating the obvious about the European Startup Universe, I would like to take you on a trip through time. 10 years before, in 2012, while Greece was in deep crisis, our team came to realize the lack of opportunities and access to networks especially for young people in the field of innovation and entrepreneurship. We, as an organization, work tirelessly in finding ways to achieve that through hundreds of activities. In 2021, our organization organized the Greek Startup Universe, which was an 8-week online program exclusively for Greek founders globally. As we deemed our initiative being successful, we thought of evolving this concept. Through this process of endless brainstorming and communication with the EU organizations and other stakeholders that share the same value as us, we introduced the European Startup Universe. The prime objective of the European Startup Universe, in collaboration with Founderhood platform, was to connect thousands of early-stage startup founders with the best minds of the EU tech community, unicorn founders, known investors, and experts. Alongside us on this endeavor were organizations from countries like Romania, Slovenia, Croatia, Hungary, Cyprus, Luxembourg, Spain, and Greece. Through this, we managed to create a European ecosystem with 8 cluster ecosystems from each of the EU countries. At this moment, I'd like to make an important pause and mention that we as organizers, after the recent events that took place and still take place in Ukraine, in the spirit of solidarity and in the spirit of equal opportunities, we invited Ukrainian startups to take part in our program. As it said in the world of business, numbers speak the truth. During the program, we managed to enroll more than 1,500 startup founders with active participation of more than 600 startups from across the world. At this point, I'd like to thank and congratulate the founders and the startups who participate in the ESU and wish them the best of success in the future path. More congratulations are owed to the 100 EU startups that won the opportunity in gaining access to at least 15 million euros of funding from various angel investors. Helping with this were 93 speakers and 142 experts in the field of startups, which we were honored and thankful for having in this journey. The great impact of this project has been achieved with the faith, hard work, and support of our co-organizers, contributors, and supporters. Special thanks to the EU Commissioner of Innovation, Research, Culture, Education, and the Youth, Mariya Gabriel, the President of the European Parliament, Roberto Metsola, and the President of the European Committee of the Regions, Apostolos Digikostas. Thank you for joining us, and we would definitely like to see you in the next parts of this initiative that we seek in involving. Finally, before thank you for your time and patience, I'd like to quote the following phrase from Aristotle. «Κάλιο τρελός με όλους, παρά συνετός και μόνος», which translates as better crazy with company rather than sane and alone. This goes to the ESU organizing team, with whom we shared our craziness and tireless effort in bringing this initiative to life. Thank you. Until the next time we see you through one of our actions. Together we make Europe the global powerhouse for startups and our world a better place.
Thank you, Thanos. In order to succeed, you need some craziness, especially in startups. Sorry for quoting a different Aristotle Onassis. The ESU was implemented through the Founderhood platform. For that reason, we would like to invite Dimitris Dimosiaris, Managing Director of Founderhood. Dimitris, thank you for your support. We would like you to say some things about the ESU and the Founder platform.
Absolutely, Kyriaki. First of all, it's my pleasure to be this beautiful evening among you, celebrating the end of the European Startup Universe. What a journey it has been. For us, Kyriaki, besides being responsible for the platform, we're also responsible for building an angel investor network and also handling the meetings between these startups coming from the European Startup Universe and this kind of angel investors. So the last couple of days, we built a network of more than 30 angel investors coming from 50 countries, and we made approximately 250 meetings between introductions between this kind of these angel investors and the startups coming from the European Startup Universe, which is really exciting. And right now we are also in talks with some bigger type of investors like VCs, corporate VCs, and family offices to see how they could get also access to startups that make sense for them to see. And we're waiting for the feedback of angel investors for each startup to make this happen as well. But for us at Founderhood, the most important thing is that we brought together in an online environment all the stakeholders. Everything is happening online, and all the stakeholders were together, people who organize programs for startups, startup founders, angel investors, right now corporates and VCs and family offices. Everything is happening online, and that proves our thesis at Founderhood, which says that the thing that we believe is that the next big early stage innovation ecosystem is not going to happen anywhere physically, like in Silicon Valley or in New York or in London or wherever you want in the world, but it's going to happen completely online. And every startup founder from everywhere will have access to. So that's what we believe at Founderhood. And by the way, if you are involved in any way, if someone who hears us is involved in any way in an innovation ecosystem, I will definitely like to talk to him. But to him or her. But before I get into too far into the pitching mode, and this day is mostly dedicated to not to Founderhood, but to the team, to the organizing team, and to the amazing founders. So I have to say that it was a great place to work with all of you guys, from the ECU main team, but also with the country organizers. And thank you so much, and especially you, Kyriaki, Thano, Eleni, Panayoti, Merve, Pano, Berton, Ari, Niki, Eleni, again, Mano, Penny, Costa, Leo, Alexandra, Catalina, Dimitra, and Lucas. So many people, I have to write them down, to remember all of them, because there were so many people, and it was really amazing and really great to work with you all guys. And I'm really excited about what the future holds for both the European Startup Universe and for Founderhood together, working together more in the future as well. So thank you for having me, and have a great event. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dimitris. All right, it's great to be hosted by the Founder platform. Its mission is aligned with ours. The Founderhood platform makes our country's organizer life easier and more productive, providing startups a really supporting environment. We are scaling together. So let's welcome the country organizers of the European Startup Universe.
Hello from Romania. I'm Mariya Mitra from Romanian Tech Startup Association, and I'm the project manager of the European Startup Universe Romania program. First of all, I want you to know that ESU experience was a real challenge for us, but at the same time we have embraced this opportunity with a lot of enthusiasm. And that's why I want to say a big thank you to the amazing ESU organizing team for giving us, Roța, the chance to be the one who brings ESU in Romania. What ESU really means for us as organizers. ESU is more than a program designed for tech startups, a family with beautiful minds, because yes, it's undeniable that the startup ecosystem has a lot of people with big ideas who need to be encouraged and supported in their process of development. And we can confirm that ESU has a contribution to every startup involved in the program. Me and my team had an amazing time during this program. There were 6 weeks full of meaningful information offered by our speakers and experts who are some important persons in the startup ecosystems, people who offered their volunteering time during the whole program. And that's why they deserve all of our appreciation. We are grateful for all the people we have met here, people with the same purpose and desires, and we are sure that these connections will last from now on. Because in the end, this is all that matters, to support each other, because this is the only way we can take the startup ecosystem to the next level. I would also like to thank my team because we did a great work together, and now we are excited to start working for the next edition of European Startup Universe Romania. So now, the most important part of this program, the one you all have been waiting for, begins. So good luck to all the startups that will meet the investors. We are sending you all the courage you need because we saw that you already have the great potential within you. We all really believe in you.
Good day everyone. My name is Cristiana Bogățeanu and I'm the CEO of Roța. We are very happy for bringing the European Startup Universe program into Romania. We are grateful for this opportunity because our startups had access to markets, international markets, is their need to scale up. Thank you all for being part of this. I think it was an amazing experience and an amazing journey to be all along with you. The whole economy can be based on startups. If they scale up, they produce. That means they have an impact on economy. It is in our duty to support startups all along, and it's in our duty to create and develop incubation programs. We need startups to scale up, and for this, we all need to build together infrastructure for them.
We at Saša Incubator are very pleased that we are part of this year's European Startup Universe and are looking forward to continue with building trans-European startup ecosystem in the following years. Unfortunately, we came a bit late on board and therefore the participation this year was lacking a bit, but nevertheless I'm sure we will have some successful cooperation between Slovenian startups and investors all over Europe. For me personally, main value was opportunity to meet people from various parts of Europe that work with similar goal, helping startups to succeed, and these connections and knowledge we shared with each other will definitely help us to be better at what we do, raising startups.
Hi all from sunny Cyprus. This is Panis Pieri. I'm the organizer of Enterprise Startup Universe in Cyprus. I'm a startup journalist, a podcaster, and a blogger. We ran the last 2-3 months program here in Cyprus. We helped around 40 startups to grow in different levels. Early stage and some scale-ups. I would like to thank all of the organizers for the opportunity. It was great. We had great feedback from the teams about the program, how they helped them, and other stuff. So feel free to ping me if you ever come to Cyprus. To get more to know about the startup ecosystem here in this small island, and have a great conference too.
Γεια σας. I'm Athina Kaltsiki from Infinity Greece and country organizer in the European Startup Universe Greece 2022. It was my pleasure to be in this position and help the startup ecosystem of my country. As a new member of the ecosystem, I had the opportunity to learn a lot through the organization of this program. There are many ideas and startups, but with the right guidance, they can take off. On the contrary, there are not enough sources of information and assistance for young entrepreneurs. With the European Startup Universe correctly recognized and decided to help startups network within and outside their home country. I'm very pleased with the results of the Greek program. In more detail, European Startup Universe Greece was attended by 457 founders, 220 startups, 45 experts, 12 speakers, 4 strategic partners, 23 community partners, and 5 media partners. This year, the emphasis was on the female entrepreneurship part, having 7 female speakers out of 12, 25 female experts out of 45, and with 36% of female founders participation. Also, 20 and more of the big startups are going to meet angel investors, a number that corresponds to 21.1% of the total of participating countries. I would like to thank my team for their excellent cooperation and all their partners of the program for their continued interest and support. Ευχαριστώ πολύ.
Hello from Spain, how are you? I just wanted to thank you for all these wonderful months here in European Startup Universe and to congratulate you all for the tremendous work that you have done. As you have seen, and we all have seen, that there is a lot of talent in Europe and a lot of startups that need to be connected from one country to the others, because I think we live isolated in respect the different countries' ecosystems, and I think we need to know each other and to know what is doing each country and each ecosystem, also for the investors, to this way give a better value to the startups and also for each country and for the whole Europe. So nothing more to say. I just want to thank you everything and to wish you have fun. Bye bye. Hasta luego.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good day simply. A hearty hello from Luxembourg. And I would like to congratulate the organizers of the European Startup Universe for this year's edition. And I would like to thank them to have had the opportunity to contribute to the Luxembourg startup ecosystem to be put on the map of Europe, and that some of the companies have been able to enhance their skills and eventually find some good connections. So without further ado, I wish you a pleasant conference, good connections, a lot of business, and even more, a lot of fun. Maybe see you at next edition.
Hi, I would like to greet you in front of European Startup Universe Croatia. Last 6 weeks were very intense. The effort that our team put in the program proved to be very good. We have 34 startups, 14 of them were active and 12 of them finished their weekly tasks. So I hope they will have a chance to speak with angel investors and potentially we have a chance to get investments that are very needed for their start. I would like to thank my partner in crime, Tihomira, with whom this program wouldn't be so successful. I would also like to thank experts and speakers who took their time to share their rich experience and knowledge with founders of startups, and finally, the founders of startups with whom this program wouldn't exist. At the end, I would like to thank Thanos, Eleni, and whole ESU team. I hope I will see you next year. Bye.
We, the organizers, would like to thank our national organizers and their respective teams. We are pleased and honored to be alongside you on this journey. Now it's about time to learn more about what exactly happened during the ESU programs. Are you ready? So I welcome Panagiotis Kokmotos, the project manager of ESU.
Hello everyone, I'm Panagiotis, and now we're going to continue with the main part of the closing conference, which is the presentation and the results of the European Startup Universe national programs. I am very happy to present and conclude you what happened before, during the weeks and after the end of the program. So starting on, I think that most of you had the chance and the opportunity to check it on yourselves, but our mission is to support every EU tech founder worldwide and ultimately to make Europe the new global powerhouse for startups. We believe that European Startup Universe is different and maybe more than just a startup accelerator. It's an extensive network of possibilities and connections that aims to link everyone and build bridges in the startup ecosystem, regardless of location or stage capabilities. Starting on, we had the opportunity to connect with more than 600 startups and 1,500 startup founders with the best minds of the EU tech community, such as top-notch founders, known investors, great engineers, and experts intending to become the most significant projects for EU tech startups in the future. The journey began more than 5 months ago when we had our first meetings with people from across Europe who wanted to join our initiative. After collaborating with our fantastic country organizers that I'm going to present you afterwards, all registrations opened around January to February, and at the same time we held 2 online events to raise awareness, of course. Each country had its own national program, and most of them were 6 weeks, maintaining our main programs between early March and mid-April. All the startups who filled out their weekly updates can now join the investor sessions, which we will explain more in the following slides. Finally, we are currently here in the closing conference of the European Startup Universe. So let's move on to the pillars of the 6-week open online programs. These programs happen through our Founderhood platform, and they include 6 different pillars. The first one is the workshops, which are recordedly weekly sessions covering valuable topics to any early stage startup founders, we think. I think that the most important topics were customer conversation, marketing, sales, growth, pitching, and building your MVP that are really crucial to start and develop a startup. Secondly, we had the office hours, which are recorded sessions with mature startup EU founders and investors. Also, we had the community forums with discussions around different startup topics. And the fourth one is the educational content with a lot of resources, links, and tools we found on the web. And continuing, we had the one-on-one online meetings with experts where participants could book a call with anyone they would like, such as lawyers, accountants, business developers, CFOs, and anyone else that was in the program. Finally, we have special offers and discounts for servers, customer relationship management tools, and other lots of things. Here you can see in this slide some of the perks that you can take advantage of. I suggest you go in and check it out on yourselves. There are companies like IBM, Miro, Notion, Amazon Web Services, and Microsoft and Google for startups that we believe can help you more. Throughout the 6 weeks of the programs, we also hosted our 2 networking events, where founders of all the ESU programs connected in one same virtual place, as you can see here in the slides. Thank you for participating, and we hope that the connections you made are still essential and helping you grow. Now, we are happy to share our most important results and statistics throughout the programs with you. As previously mentioned, more than 1,500 startup founders and 600 startups joined our initiatives. 93 of them were speakers and 142 experts joined us, transferring valuable experience and knowledge in 48 workshops and 45 office hours. Considering the statistics of all these 600 startups, it's vital to notice that half of them provide a service, and almost 1/3 have a software product. We also checked out the states, and most of them are the idea, development, or pre-seed route, as expected from our initial mission of the programs. An exciting aspect about the industries is that they are pretty varied, as you can see, but we can spot most of them involved in the health and biotech, fintech, retail, and tourism industries. Almost 3/4 of the founders were males, while their average age is around 35. Most of them are based in Greece, Romania, Spain, the UK, and Cyprus, but we also had some unexpected outliers, such as Hong Kong, Ukraine, and Chile. The majority of founders are chief executive officers. Quite a lot also are business developers, CTOs, COOs, and software developers. During this time of sessions, founders filled out weekly progress reports to meet some angel investors. These are 34 EU tech angel investors based in 12 different countries with a total capital of more than 15 million available for investments. We asked them which are the top 5 interests they are interested in, and based on their answers, we found out that finance, insurance and legal, energy and environment, travel, food and entertainment, education and training, and IT and high-tech technologies are some of their favorites. Here you can see a pie chart representing the country program of startups proceeding with angel investors. We are expecting 250 meetings, and most of the startups come from Romania, Greece, Spain, and Cyprus founders. However, we think that all countries are essential for fostering our mission, and we wish you all the best in your upcoming meetings. Before ending, we would like to thank each and everyone who contributed to our initiative. We are blessed to collaborate with these 8 incredible partners and their outstanding teams. Each of the ESU programs was run by our committed country organizers, who designed the program suitably for the nation's tech founders' needs. Thank you, Cristiana from Romania, Saša from Croatia, Balázs from Hungary, Panis from Cyprus, Juan from Slovenia, Steve from Luxembourg, Juan from Spain, and Athina from Greece. Your dedication, motivation, and willingness to contribute to the European Startup Universe programs were so beneficial and impactful to our final results. Of course, nothing would have happened without the help of the whole ESU team behind the scenes to accomplish and succeed in this initiative. A big thank you to our organizers, Dimitris and Thanos, our marketing team, Mariya, Guillaume, Aris, Nikki, and Eleni, our business development team, Andrea and Manos, and Penny, who was responsible for the website creation and design. Of course, Eleni, Merv, and Panagiotis, thank you as well. Our ambassadors also contributed to reinforcing our initiative. We are glad to partner with such names such as Mr. Alex Farset, Mr. Alar Kolk, Mr. Fabrizio Porino, and Mrs. Eva Kaili. Thank you. Finally, a round of applause, gratitude, and thanks to our experts. 180 of you, representing 8 different countries. Aimed at speeding up the whole ecosystem. Thank you. The whole program is supported officially by Mariya Gabriel, the Commissioner for Innovation, Research, Culture and Education, and the European Committee of the Regions. We suggest you stay up to date with all our latest news shared on our social media. Join our newsletter, listen to our Startup Universe podcasts, and join our mission. In this initiative, We are all together, and we believe that everyone, regardless of nation or background, should get more access to opportunities. Be epic and be prepared for the next European Startup Universe 2023.
Panagiotis, thank you for the inside info about the ESU programs and the results that were produced during its life cycle. Moving on to the next segment of this event, we would like to launch the panel discussion. At this activity, we will meet some special people that will share with us different aspects of the programs. Our beloved journalist, Mariya Klingspo, hosts 4 of our program's experts who will share their experience with the startups that they met. Let's welcome Dr. Panagiotis Filimis, Irina Leka, Fabiana Palacio, and Nicolas Tsoniotis.
Welcome to ESU Final Conference, the panel discussion. Today we have 4 experts with us from the ESU programs who have dedicated their time to have one-on-one meetings with the founders that are participating in the programs. So in total, we had 142 experts from different sectors. Just to name a few, we had experts from business development, lawyers, product development, marketing, fundraising experts. That is just to name a few. But today I'm very happy to introduce you to 4 of the experts that have been part of the programs. So, expert from ESU Greece, Nikolaos Tsonotis, co-founder and managing partner at Ideas Forward. Welcome. And then
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. And then we have experts from ESU Cyprus, Dr. Panagiotis Filimis, CEO at Cyric and president and co-founder of Cyprus Research and Innovation Center.
Thank you.
And we have expert at ESU Romania, Irina Leka, startup mentor and business advisor.
Hello, everyone.
And last but not least, we have experts from ESU Spain, Fabiana Palizio, co-founder and global expansion manager at Amix Digital. So welcome, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
I think everybody wants to know a little bit more about who you are. So just for the viewers to get a better picture, maybe Fabiana, would you like to begin by telling me a little bit more about yourself and who you are in your career?
Of course, thank you, Mariya. I am Fabiana Palacio. I am from Barcelona, Spain, and I'm co-founder of Amix Digitals and a globalization manager. We offer digital solutions for customer generation and with strategies like broad linking and globalization, digital strategies for webs, integration, design. My background with the companies is localization to go cross-border with new markets, and we specialize in the area of international strategies and in the digital background and the customer acquisition in new markets.
Great, thank you. And Irina, would you like to follow?
Yes, of course. I am Irina Leka. I'm an ex-startup founder. I co-founded a startup where we designed, manufactured, and sold worldwide a stylish smartwatch with 30 days battery life. We managed to sell that company to Fitbit. This happened in Bucharest, Romania. And based on our small team in Bucharest, Fitbit built a second R&D office worldwide. After that, I took the career in marketing, and I became a marketing manager for Fitbit for a big region of more than 50 countries. And now I moved to a sunny country, Portugal, where I'm leading marketing for Google because Google acquired Fitbit. So I am here after 2 acquisitions. Of course, I do continue to work with startups. I am a startup mentor, business advisor, and I help them with the product and marketing strategy. And I also help them to get funded here in Portugal and to move their operations if they want to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. Panagiotis, would you like to be next?
Yes, thank you. So I am the founder and CEO of CYRIC, the Cyprus Business Innovation Center. We are the private business innovation center of Cyprus, certified by the European Big Network. And we belong to a very esteemed global network of high-level professionals, and we deliver top-notch services, both innovation and business services, to startups and innovative SMEs. We have our own R&D center where we develop disruptive technologies, and we help also startups. I have personally 25 years of multi-sectoral experience in the design and development of disruptive high-tech products, and I have managed several R&D and industry projects ranging and with budgets more than 100 million euro. Under CYRIC, we operate also the only incubator in the country called Gravity Ventures, and this is a global high-tech venture building incubator where we invest in diversified portfolio of tech startups, both in Cyprus, but also in the region, in Europe, and outside, actually, internationally. I'm also an angel investor and director advisor in more than 20 startups.
Thank you. And yes, last but not least, would you like to go?
Right. So I'm the co-founder of Ideas Forward. Ideas Forward is a technology venture builder in Thessaloniki, Greece. We have three main activities, combining, it's me and my two co-founders, and we combine our skill sets. We have three main activities. One is deep tech research. We love technology, so we like to see new stuff and how they work and see what we can do with it. There's another activity that has to do with community building through acceleration programs and ecosystem building activities. We've supported so far over 150 startups, invested in 3 of them, participating as co-founders in several more. And we combine these 2 activities into our last one, which is the venture building program that we have. And we try to either transfer technical knowledge and expertise into interesting markets, or we work with other co-founders as technical co-founders or business development co-founders and help them go out in the market and chase their dreams. So this is what we do.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, everyone. I think now the viewers have a good picture of who you are. And I think we are ready to begin the actual discussion. And my first question to you is, did you see a common pattern that the founders that you were meeting with were struggling with? Yes, maybe Fabiana, would you like to begin?
Okay, so they often find it difficult to understand, in my opinion, why it is important to focus on markets that they are interested in their type of product or service, and not the one closest to the local market and or where the shareholders are located. It's super common to see that, and for me it is important to see data, trends, and then make decisions to know which is the market with better results. For example, in the case of a company in Spain focused on environment values, I think it's better to go to the countries and markets where they have strong interest and sensibility for this type of change. And for example, Germany, and as there are countries with more interest in these topics than others, so it is better to go to these countries. And also, the founders usually think that having a website with automatic made in English is enough, but it's not. So I have to explain again and again why it is important to plan a strategy from scratch and to obtain the better results.
Thank you. Irina, what was your experience? Did you see similar patterns as Fabiana?
Well, I think each of the mentor will see patterns from their business experience. So, for example, I totally agree actually with what Fabiana said, but of course I was focusing more on the marketing side of the businesses. So, what I've been witnessing is that one of the biggest challenges for the startups is to find the right positioning for their business, and this is because when we are at the beginning with our startups, we are making a lot of assumptions about who is our target user and what do the users actually need, and what will be the things that will attract them. And when we start implementing this, we need to do a lot of A/B testing, because we see that a lot of things that we assumed that they are correct, probably they are not correct. So finding the right positioning for the business and trying to understand what the consumers want without having the tools that a big business have, it's kind of a challenge. So what I'm advising the startups in the beginning is to start not by coding and by doing their product, but to start by advertising. And this is like a new approach, because you can do an ad, doesn't matter where you do it. You can do it on Google search, you can do it on Facebook, and so on. But you can learn a lot of things from that ad. You can learn like what would be the message that will attract the most, what will be the geography, like Fabiana was saying. In each geography, you will probably use a different language, and where are my customers? Where are the customers being based, and so on. So there are a lot of things that you can learn right from the beginning, and then you can send them in the ad to a landing page that will say that, okay, the product is coming soon, or you can put them a sign up message, or you can ask them in a form about what they would like to see in your product. So these are steps that help the startups to actually craft their value proposition right from the beginning and have more clarity, because the startups have it's normal. You don't have clarity in the beginning. You don't know what you are doing. So this is a step that could help them.
Thank you. Panagiotis, would you like to follow up on that?
Yeah, I mean, I will agree, first of all, with Fabiana and Irina. The things that they saw, especially something that I saw also, it's the concentration more locally than that globally, but also something that they were struggling. I don't think most of them knew about the process of a journey of a startup. And that means the focus should be global, and investors will invest in you, or not only on the idea, but also on the team, but on something that's huge. And this is actually the main point that we're struggling. They may have a very good idea, maybe being passionate and experts in their field, but they were not diving in deep to see whether this idea would be applicable to many countries, how big is the market, the business aspects of it, and refine the features of this idea. That's where they were struggling, and that's where we were actually helping them.
Great, okay.
Right, I think that we all agree that I personally work a lot on these early stages with startups. There's a part that has to do with the identifying your assumptions and identifying the experiments that are required to validate them or not. The first thing is that everybody has a cognitive bias, that the thing that they are thinking is actually the solution that everybody is looking for. And the only experiment that they think is viable is actually building the solution and taking it out there. So it doesn't go like that. There's a lot of time and money cost involved in that. So there are a lot of other steps that you can sort of check out what your assumptions are, what kind of small experiments you can do, and then validate whether they are true or false, and then move forward. That's one thing that I think everybody said, and I totally agree with everyone. The other thing is there is a vanity, let's say, issue here, that everybody thinks that what they're thinking is a VC type business, which is not the case. VC maths are very particular. Teams, especially early teams, are not even a bit, more mature teams. They're not fully familiar with the unit economics of a VC model. And actually, all three startups that I've discussed with, they had the same issue. What they were thinking as a VC type business is just somebody giving the money to do what they are thinking, but it doesn't work like that. And there's a lot of discussions that went on this field, just analyzing the financial opportunity of a business model, even before validating your assumptions. And then you actually have to validate your assumptions in order to prove that this kind of business model could be viable or something like that. So these two assumptions, early on assumptions that they have to be validated, cost with low cost, preferably. And the other one has to do with unit economics of what they're thinking about.
Okay, thank you for all your very interesting answers, and it's very fascinating to hear what the founders have been struggling with. The other question I would like to ask you is, what were the strengths that you saw in the founders that you met with? Nikolaos, maybe you could begin?
Yeah, I will be a cliché about it, but it's the passion, because when you have a lot of knowledge in a certain field, you're full of doubts, and you try to find ways and all that. But when you're approaching something that is derived from your passion about giving a solution to a problem that you are either facing or you see other people facing, then you tend to have a capital of, let's say, resilience that you can use and build on it, regardless of the time it will take, or the effort it will take, or you don't get disappointed that easily. So this is something that was evident in all the teams. They were passionate about what they were doing, and this is, to me, the best capital you can start with. It's not about money, it's not about anything else. It's about resilience. And if you're passionate enough, then you're bound to be resilient in all the adversity that you're going to face, because all things considered, the startup journey is a roller coaster of emotions and things like that. So you have to be ready for that.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, passion is, as you say, one of the most important qualities. Panagiotis, what were your experience in this?
I will say also, as first, the passion. I think I was a little bit surprised also that actually none of them that I spoke, even during the sessions of the pitching, that were actually a lot of startups, I saw a common thing that was the passion. I will say also that we have seen a lot of startups that they were mature and, let's say, experts in their field. I would say more technical rather than business. There were less, let's say, experiences in business. So we had actually a lot of strong founders on their field, and that is very important actually, on discussing their ideas and knowing the market quite well. Yeah, I think that was one of the main things I have noticed, which was, let's say, the technical expertise. Some of them they had, and obviously the passion. Yes. Yeah, that also had another effect. I will add the passion is that they were also ready to listen and to discuss new ideas. I think that was also very important. And this actually comes also from their passion. Being passionate on something, it opens a little bit your mind, and be ready to listen and adapt your ideas and discuss your ideas. Thank you.
Irina, what was your experience with this?
I couldn't agree more with Nikolaos and Panagiotis, but yeah, I noticed that even though we were in a pre-accelerator for early stage startups, some of them, they were very mature. They had very good technical teams. Many of them already had MVPs or product in market. So I was surprised to see this. And I do feel that the passion is is the most important thing that will drive their success. Also, I'm advising the startups to focus on areas and on fields that they are passionate about and they know things about, and not only to build a business just for the sake of the business, but actually to be in a field that they really love. And when you see that someone is passionate about the problem that is solving, everybody else, like all the ecosystem, would like to support that person. So this is the most important thing, because you can give this passion to the rest of the people that you meet and you discuss with. So yeah, very good technical teams, and I was very happy with this.
Great to hear. Fabiana, what was your experience with the strength?
I super agree with others, and from my point of view, I saw the common strength with the teamwork. I think there's more. They are working in like a team and not like employees. And I saw that more and more startups and founders are understanding the importance of multi communication and of going global and understand the markets since the creation of the startup. And maybe they are letting behind the afraid of the process, and there is growing the interest in doing things right from the creation of the product or the service, like a teamwork. It's important because teams are super multicultural and they can learn about each other's, and I think it's super for the startup.
I'm happy to hear. I feel all the things that you have mentioned are some very vital assets to have in order to have a successful startup journey.
If I may add one thing here, as of late, most of the successful startups are people that started them were in the age of 45 or something like that, which means that they're people that are venturing out with enough experience in their domain of expertise to know how to go about it. That's one thing. So two of the teams that I've seen were founders in this age range, let's say 30 to 40. The good thing about that is that they understand processes. They've been in a corporate environment before, so they understand processes. So when you talk about something, it's much easier for them to assimilate the way to go about it, to solve their problem, to attract the market, to address their customers, and so on. So they think in a procedural kind of manner, and this helps them in listening better, which is what Panagiotis said. And it also helps them to understand how what you say or suggest fits into a grander scheme of things, and they can be very effective. This is something that is lacking from younger people. And I'm talking from experience, right? No advice comes out of wisdom. Wisdom is gained by mistakes. So this is lacking from younger people. This is where they need a bit more training into how to strategize about things and how to put things into perspective when they listen to that. So this is something that was a strength for older founders. Not a weakness, but a good learning point for younger ones.
Yeah, that's very interesting, and I can imagine that is the case. It makes a lot of sense, and it's good to have that in the back of the mind. But
when you are younger, you learn the hard way. That's the problem.
That is definitely very true. But were there an experience, an interaction with a founder that stood out to you the most? Maybe Panagiotis, would you like to begin? Oh, I think you're still muted. If you press the little, the button is in yes, great. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, an experience with a startup. I mean, there was one interesting one that was a startup for a networking platform. for eye care practitioners, very experienced, let's say, in the field, but with great passion. So she identified the gap in the market and has formed a great idea of how to fill that gap. So we've done a few mentoring sessions. It was quite interesting of how the idea evolved and how to start the idea and speak with the customers. She was able to come in the next session with let's say, after speaking with some of its already customers. So that was quite interesting of a founder that it's actually working in the specific area and quickly can verify things. When you discuss new ideas of how to enter the market, of how big is the business, immediately she could actually find the answers. So this was a quite interesting interaction, I would say, with one of the startups.
Irina, would you like to follow on that?
Yes, of course. I was super impressed by one of the startups. It is called the CoinGrig. They are developing in only 2 people, 2 tech software developers, a very complex tech product. It's a digital wallet that allows you to buy cryptocurrencies, but also to see, for example, your accounts in banking, or to see your investments in stocks and so on. So it was I was super impressed because there are only 2 founders and they did this alone. They put together the product and they launched it on the market. So it was. I'm always impressed about how the tech people can really make outstanding products in such a short time. And they invited me to mentor them for a longer period, and I've been witnessing their progress. And based on what Nikolaos was saying regarding the age, I totally agree with that. These founders are more mature. So you can definitely see that in the way they receive feedback, and they are receptive for what they are receiving, in the way that they are implementing the feedback they are receiving, and they can change the strategy very easily, and they can show results immediately. And after this, and after 2-3 weeks of mentoring and working together, they are already in an accelerator in Portugal, already funded. So they are on a great path. So couldn't be more happy about it.
That's fantastic. What a great story, and how it's great to hear that people are really achieving a lot of things out of this. Fabiana, would you like to be next?
I remember a lot an experience with a startup of motor sharing, and I saw from my point of view, of course, and I saw that they managed the language like in improvised way. I mean, it was an app, and when the app was in English, they wanted to rapidly to put it in Spanish to go from to Spain, but they didn't. They didn't know how to do it, so they put it in hands of the marketing agency, and we did it because we offer that service. But in other case, that could be a very wrong idea, because it's not the way to do it. And when we were localizing the app, we detect a lot of mistakes in the original version. So we realized that the CEO was who wrote the app, and maybe he thought we wrote excellent, but he don't. And I understand that, because it's not the expert, it's not who has to manage that. So there were mistakes in grammar, user experience, optimization, so the product wasn't clean to localize, and so we need more time to fix the original, and that delayed the launch date. So I remember a lot of that, but later he learned about how to manage that kind of process.
Thank you. And that's, I can imagine that those kind of things are the valuable things that you need to hear from somebody else who has more knowledge about it. Nikolaos, would you like to follow?
It's sort of a continuation to what I was saying before. One of the startups I worked with, there were students in terms of an age range. And, sorry about that.
No worries.
They were students in terms of the age group. And they had a very fairly complex idea of how to help other students with their economics, with their financials. And when you sit down and deconstruct the whole solution that you have in front of you, and you bring yourself down to the value proposition or what you're aiming to do, it's easy enough to see that complexity can come afterwards or may never come. Instead, focus on what kind of value you want to produce. And when we deconstructed all that and we came down to the actual value that they wanted to convey out to the other students, they were sort of dumbfounded in terms of, okay, we can do that in another way that doesn't require 200,000 euros, 10 tech guys, and big sales cycles with banks and so on and so forth. We can do it simply today by doing this and this. So I think the most interesting part is, when you sit down with founders and you help them go out of their biases into the value of what they produce and how this value can be produced faster, easier, maybe more direct, can be conveyed in a more direct manner. And I think this is the first aha moment of a founder at that age group. It's the first time their mentality shifts into decomplexing what they're thinking and trying to go from the bottom up and try to see where you can actually, okay, at this point, I can actually convey value. I don't have to be there, right? So this allows for them to go in baby steps. It doesn't deplete their passion, as we said before, and their strengths and emotions. And it will give them much earlier the feedback they want from the market to realize whether it's actually worth pursuing or not. So that was a very interesting, it's always an interesting part because we work with very early stage founders.
Yeah, thank you. What were some trends that you could identify within the startups, maybe everything from idea to a business strategy and so on? Irina, would you like to begin?
Yes, of course. Some trends. One of the things that I noticed, it was some unclarity from the founders between what does a startup mean and their project that can be a different type of project. So, for example, I had few interactions with startups or some teams that thought that they are building a startup, but they were actually building, let's say, a different type of project that can be more like a scientific project, but didn't have the business side of the of what a startup means. Yes, so and they weren't actually looking for making profits. So it can be an NGO in the end. It can be a different type of project, but not a startup. So there is this common trend of understanding what a startup means, and maybe we can clarify that a startup is like a project or where we are in a constant look for a repeatable business model that can be scalable worldwide. Yes, so. And also, what I was talking and understanding from the founders, it was that there is a trend of maybe not understanding or not setting clear objectives for them, personal objectives and business objectives, because they weren't clear about where they want to go with this project, with this startup. Do they want to go worldwide, or do they just want to build a business that is it's okay to do a business that is sustainable, but it won't go worldwide. You can do a business that, for example, you can do a restaurant in your hometown that won't be a startup, but it can be a sustainable business. So putting these type of objectives and questions for yourself when you start a project like this, it's mandatory, because you need to know where you are going in order to create the map for achieving to that place. So yeah, for me it was interesting to see that there is still unclarity, and maybe this is something that we can still cultivate when we are talking about startups.
Panagiotis, was that the same experience for you, or how was it for you?
Yeah, I think and something interesting, not in all the startups, just in a few. It's especially the ones that they were, let's say, more mature and they've already working in a specific market. They were coming up, with nice ideas and that may work in the future, but they were not focusing on, well, what is the current problems they have. Okay, they may see some of the problems that may be applicable to very, very few, but they were not asking the question, which is the common problem to more than just the 5% of your potential customers. And that was quite interesting, because they knew the answers, just they didn't thought about it. Somebody had to ask them about this. So it was this trend to focus on big things, on new tools, very trendy things that potentially may work, and they couldn't see where is the actual problem to most of the potential customers they currently have, and nobody has solved it up to now. So there were a few cases like that. They are very interesting ones. I will agree also that there was this trend to focus very locally, which is not a problem as long as it's a very big market. So so in some cases they were, let's say, yes, locally, but it's quite a huge market locally, which is fine. But then when I asked them, well, how big is the size? And then, well, it's too small for anybody to invest anyway. So this is not like a startup, but it's like more an ordinary business that would generate, small good revenue with small profit. So that was this trend, focusing almost all of them on local market, let's say.
Okay. Fabiana, what was your experience in this?
My experience with the trends, I believe that these initiatives, like, it's important for founders to participate and learn from professionals and experts from different sectors. Also, they are super interested in new technologies, how the old process, how in the future. So they learn a lot of the new trends, new technologies, and so they can have of first-hand information about what they are missing and detect possible improvements in their process, and see what actions can be positive for the growth of their startups. And on the other hand, investors and mentors also need to be aware of new methodologies, process, technologies, so that founders can have a complete view of the current landscape, and which is changing very fast from my point of view.
Okay. Nikolaos, what was your experience?
In my case, I think there are two trends that are ramping up over the last couple of years. When the startup hype started, it was mostly ICT companies. It was mostly ICT because it's cheap to do that. You sit in front of your computer, it's only a matter of time, if you have the skill sets and so on. But what you're seeing over the last couple of years, and I've seen that with a couple of them, is that you have micro-manufacturing startups, which are focused not over the whole process of manufacturing something, but in one particular bit. And this is very important because it's additive to the overall manufacturing landscape. And the other trend that is coupled with that, not necessarily limited to that, but it's coupled with that, the blended finance, the understanding of blended finance. And you see startups that so far we were talking about venture capitals, and now suddenly we're talking about VCs, business angels, EIT, the European innovation part. You're talking about Horizon, you're talking about competitive culture, you're talking about the blended finance kind of model that could get you from A to B, and then from B on attract some other source of finance that makes sense at that point. So this kind of understanding is slowly seeping into the ecosystem. And it's a good thing because the European funding resources that are out there, this is a debate I have with a lot of people in the ecosystem. The European funding sources that are out there is it's for Europe to be competitive, but within that process, you make your people competitive, which means that if there is a good idea and there's innovation in that, and it can fit into a larger landscape of things, then it would most probably get funded. The skill sets evolve in the sourcing grants and stuff like that, but there's more and more, micro manufacturing startups that are understanding the landscape and they want to be part of it, and they understand the benefits of being part of it. So I think that this is something encouraging, because over the at least the last decade, all these mechanical engineering, chemical engineering, all these startups that needed a lot of money for prototyping were gone, were completely out of the picture. Only just a few of them, a handful of them were out there. But now this is starting to come back again, and coupled with the blended finance part, I think it's going to yield very interesting results in Europe, but globally as well.
Okay.
Irina is one such example. Working with smartwatches, or correct me if I'm wrong, but I suppose that she will tell you at that point when they were working on that, they were probably the only one of a handful of startups working on things like that. Hardware was out of the picture, but now it's coming back. So it's a good trend as far as I know.
Yeah, thank you all for very interesting answers. I would like to ask you, is there anything that you would like to say as a final word of advice to the founders? Fabiana, would you like to begin?
And my advice is to focus on creating as a clean a product or service as possible. I always say that from the founders, because a scalable product or service that can be localized and for new markets smoothly and without launch delays is very important, because we always talk about financial and marketing field, but this is the most important because it's the base of the business. So as well as trusting in professionals who look for their interests and not simply hearing internal works without a strategy behind it. So understand that companies in terms of production or logistic capacity are not always ready to go to other countries. That's important too, because it's not just go and it's all. No, or maybe they are, but they are afraid. So then it depends on the case, but I never exclude maybe analyzing the startup landscape and making decisions, of course, with a mentor advice. So maybe a foreign market is more profitable than the local one. So how Irina said on questions ago, they can change the strategy very fast, and then all depends on their objectives.
Thank you. Irina, would you like to follow?
Yes, of course. So I have several advices for the new founders. So first of all, like I mentioned before, is to focus on a topic that they really love, because that will make them successful. Don't just make a business for the sake of making a business, but really focus on something that you like working on. Because it is kind of difficult to be an entrepreneur. So at least this will pull up and give you energy. Then it's don't avoid talking with people. Like, please talk with people, talk with the relevant people, talk with your customers, potential customers, talk with your mentors, pick relevant mentors that have some experience in the industry, and talk with potential partners. It's very important to put your ideas out there and to challenge them and to receive feedback from all these parties, but make sure that the feedback you are receiving is relevant. So this is very important, because otherwise you can be detracted to a different path, and it's not what you want. And the third thing is that, especially if you are very young and you didn't have time to gain all the experience that we were talking about, invest in yourself, like learn, read books about entrepreneurship, go to trainings, go to classes, do specific topics, like because if you are an entrepreneur, you need to know a little bit of everything. So go to classes about marketing, digital advertising, or data, and of course this on top of your core skills, and try to gather people that have the experiences that you are lacking. So try to build a multidisciplinary team that will complete with know-how you and the rest of the founders. So these are my advices for the new startup founders.
Panagiotis, would you like to follow?
Yeah, I think my first advice is to stay passionate and be open to listen to different experts, of course, from different fields, and ready to be pivot. That's very important, and not only just listen, but also ready to change your idea until you find this great idea that you will validate, and be sure that that it's going to be an investable idea, an investable business. And of course, if it doesn't have the team to form the talented team around it, this is very important, because as you know, the first thing that investors look at, it's an A team. Thank you.
That's some great advice. Thank you. So would you like to follow?
Yeah. I've seen time and time again, and I'm going to go back to the very early stage founders. There's a thing we do that's called the founder's dream, right? So an A team, it's not only about skill sets, it's also about the ambitions and how aligned they are in a common vision. So most of the teams that I've seen that are 2 to 3 people, they break up not because the solution is bad, because they didn't have the chance to test it yet. They don't break up because they can't do it. They break up because at some point or another, the founders realize that they don't have the same vision for what they're doing. So if I'm going to put something out there, is just sit down, talk with your co-founder or co-founders, write down your dreams individually, and compare them afterward. See whether they align or not. This will be something that will save you a lot of trouble and heartache in the process. I've been through that. I'm lucky now that I have co-founders that we are more or less aligned, but we know it, which is important. And that's one thing. And the other thing is, be brutally honest about what you assume to be true. Let go of your biases and test everything you say. Because this way, again, it will save you a lot of heartache of putting time and effort into something that it was bound by your biases, and eventually it looks like it's not the right solution for the right problem or the right market. So these two, I think, are cornerstone to any new beginning.
Yes. Yeah, thank you so much for all your very interesting answers and very great advice. And thank you so much for being part of the programs and being here today. We're so happy to have had you during this time. It has been such a pleasure, and I hope it has been valuable for you as well.
It's always valuable to talk with founders, so from my side, just thanks for inviting me and including me in the process.
Thanks a lot.
What an insightful panel with people that are engaged to the global tech ecosystem, and indeed a very interesting discussion for the general path of a tech founder and the perspective they shared with us regarding the teams they met. Thank you all for the insights and for sharing your perspectives. I think that's about the time to meet some of our startups. Let's meet them.
Today we are facing several big problems regarding food consumption. We eat mostly imported food that is not fresh. It has an unknown origin and quality. We cannot be sure what we eat. Many people can't have their own garden. That is why we created Plantain. Plantain is a platform that allows customers to possess a garden on the local farmer's land. The farmer grows vegetables for the customer, and when it's ready, he picks, packs and sends everything to the customer. Using Plantain, customers get locally grown, high-quality fresh vegetables with known origin and traceability. Traceability is highly important in a Plantain's mission, so we can truly guarantee the quality of our service. Our unique solution efficiently reduces CO2 emissions and helps to create prosperity for the local economy.
Hello, my name is Naco Andrada Georgiana and I'm a 6th year medical student. It was an honor to me to take part to European Startup Universe because I learned a lot about business management and I met very interesting people. My startup idea consists of an interventional cardiology clinic. Cardiovascular diseases kill 70.9 lives each year worldwide, and in Romania 7% of cardiovascular patients die from heart failure. We want to develop a high-technique clinic with a coronarography room, CT and MRI scan, and of course cardiovascular recovery after coronarographies or stentings, in order to help cardiovascular patients from NAMS area, Romania. Thank you.
Arranging meeting can be a real challenge. But what if you have 20, 30, or 50 people in your meeting? How will you choose best time for a meeting? No problem. With Timeframe, you can find best time for your meeting in less than a minute. Just create a meeting, choose time interval and meeting duration. You will get a code for your meeting. Then share that code with everyone that needs to be on the meeting. Each person will select his best time in calendar and Timeframe will do all the rest. It will calculate time when all participants are free, or if no perfect solution, it will offer best possible solution in which majority of people can participate. Smart way to use your calendar.
Hello, I am Minerva. These lovers of wisdom found my brain and downloaded me, and now we are building a company. My eternal wisdom and their technical and business skill will ensure we create an excellent company that will spread the light of knowledge throughout the world. Through the ESU program, we saw the horizons of modern business, and we will follow the paths recommended by our mentors, for whom we are grateful. Minerva Studio encompasses both of my attributes. They are technically skilled and love knowledge and learning. With my guidance and the power of gamification, they aim to transform teaching worldwide. Like all warriors for truth, they need your support. But above all, your willingness to collaborate and give them a chance to show you what they can do. Citizens, contact Minerva Studio and see what you can do with gamification, or help us build our first game.
Hello, Peter Robertson for Not Busy Now. We make empty full. Managing capacity is a critical area for business to focus on. You don't want to be too busy, otherwise quality suffers. You don't want to be too slow, or you have idle staff, your revenue's down, you have empty seats, and you have challenges. What if there was an application? There is, Not Busy Now, that could solve these issues, where you could push out those idle chairs and idle times to your customers and consumers, either in product or service. We've got a fantastic team. We've got a business model that's €10 per business and 10% of the revenue. We've achieved our milestones. We're ready to roll out in Cyprus. We need some help. We're looking for 100,000 for management and marketing, and we'd like you to be a part of that journey with us. Thank you very much. Not busy now, we make empty full.
Hi. Treating disease is unpleasant, time-consuming, and costly. Did you ever feel like your doctor was rushing through a consultation? Would it help you and your doctor if you had all your medical history at hand? Cynometer is a unique tool developed by medical experts based on science and backed by machine learning and artificial intelligence, which can help assess and maintain or even improve your health. For doctors, it is a customer relationship management tool. For users, it is an illness prevention tool. Our solution makes the medical act more efficient and accurate on the medical side, and a safe place to share all your issues and concerns on the user side. This is what we call privacy by design. No medical checkup ever can be as complex as Cynometer. Being part of European Startup Universe helped us define our concept clearly, gain perspective by receiving feedback from mentors, and validate our idea. Moreover, it made our team stronger by working in a structured context, which accelerated the development of our minimum viable product.
Hi, my name is Apostolos, and this is a presentation for Athleten Plus, the social fitness platform that gets you motivated and studios new clients. We do this by addressing 3 behavioral issues. 1, through data collection and personalized guidance, we make it easier for people to find what is right for them to get started. 2, we've created powerful training and nutrition tools to keep users accountable to their performance and measure their performance. And 3, and most importantly, we promote social engagement. Behavioral science actually identifies this as the most important differentiator between people that habitually exercise and those who just dabble. We encourage user engagement by allowing them to create communities with their profiles for like-minded people to share with their friends or to join an open community. For example, let's say a local yoga group. Our mission is to turn fitness into an enjoyable social habit and help studios and trainers fill their empty seats with happy customers. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Andreas, the CEO of PokerLoad. Did you know that 1 in every 5 poker players that visit the land-based casinos are left unsatisfied? Well, there is 1 billion market size in the UK alone. PokerLoad is a digital agency that bridges the communication gap between the players and the land-based casinos. Unlike other alternatives, we offer a unified live game directory that now players can find all about their nearby poker games, prepay for their chips, and reserve their seat before they actually arrive at the casino. We make money with a software as a service subscription model for the poker players and the casinos. Our vision is to become the main communication channel and community for the poker players and the casinos. We have already reached our minimum viable product, and we invite you to join us in our journey in making the offline world of poker a more convenient place. ESU was a great opportunity for PokerLoad as it helped us groom our business model and find gaps for improvement.
Hi, my name is Dimitris. I am the CEO and co-founder of Interleague, a company that is based in Athens, Greece since 2018. Our company creates products and provides services in the area of smart cities and communities, one of the first ones, if not the first one in Greece. More specifically, as a deep tech company, we have been able to create a software as a service building energy management system tool that can bring to its clients, like ESCOs, system integrators, to their buildings, industrial and commercial buildings, up to 40% of energy efficiency. Something, in our opinion, very important, especially at this time. Now, regarding the program itself, I would like to say a big thank you to all the ESU organizers, presentations, and even more, the very nice conversations we had with our mentors. Thank you very much again.
Hi, we are Medipass and we're going to answer this question. If you're facing an infertility issue, your main concern is to find the right doctor and treatment. But how can you do it if they all claim to be the best? We can sort this out for you. Based on AI, not statistics, we give women a personalized recommendation. We create a fertility market network. Our platform ensures transparency and showcases the right professionals. It will also be gathering data from our doctors to constantly optimize our solution. In that way, Medipass will become an unbiased validator of clinics. Our team is 100% committed and passionate about this project. We aim to support the fertility journey of 60,000 women and onboard 200 clinics by 2027. We want to thank European Startup Universe for giving us this opportunity to present Medipass. Their insights the past 6 weeks have been quite valuable to us. Thank you very much.
Hi everyone, my name is Corina Crescu and I'm representing /Code.ai, the resume 2.0 of anyone who codes. We believe that developers leave a footprint everywhere they go on the internet, and this is something that can be measured, quantified, and used in help them grow. Check out /Code.ai, the resume 2.0 of anyone who codes. If you are an early stage startup, join the ESU program. You will have lots of opportunities to learn and meet lots of interesting people. Thank you for everything, and don't forget to check out /Code.ai.
Hello everyone, this is Angelos from Yolt Labs. We are an artificial intelligence agency based in Athens. We started by developing our very own product recommendation system based on our AI and machine learning expertise, and right now our service is in its MVP state and we are already planning ahead with many more features and plug-and-play solutions for all major CMSs. We aspire for an AI suite around e-commerce that will use top-notch technologies to improve all aspects of online businesses. We aim to increase average order value and click-through rate, assist in marketing and branding, and an overall increase in profit through various channels. Attending to these amazing presentations, the weekly forms we had to submit, and the incentive at the end of the journey was a big inspiration for us. So, a big thanks to ESU, a big thanks to all participants, both fellow startuppers and experts, and from Yolt Labs team, we wish everyone success in their endeavors.
Hello, and welcome to Crypt. Crypt is a visual data storage system that is highly secured and protects your data in a virtual environment. Modern times require a modern approach. Crypt allows additional levels of security for storing your most important data. Instead of typing and remembering long passwords, use visual memory instead. Create your highly secured password by actions and paths in a virtual environment, like in this example where you need to activate Newton's cradle to unlock your storage. Everything you store to Crypt is highly encrypted and stored in a decentralized storage system with IPFS protocol and Filecoin. Unique solution for storing sensitive data in metaverse. With Crypt Visual Data Storage, you have the ultimate data protection, your own personal virtual world where only you control your files.
Do you know that SME home furnishing retailers face a storm of changing consumer buying habits that they struggle to adjust to? In a post-COVID world, 60% of consumers expect home furnishing retailers to offer AR experiences online. In the USA alone, this is a $30 billion opportunity. My name is Kyriaki Markou and I'm the founder of MyFound, a multi-vendor marketplace app for home furnishing retailers to sell their products through AR. The team includes people with experience on marketing, sales, and tech. Our pricing model is based on subscription packages. Our vision is to fill the gap between the online and offline shopping experience. We have already financed the development of the demo and we are looking for an investor to help us launch. The ESU program helped me to meet people with expertise in the industry of startups.
Hi guys, my name is Sarita Bradley and I'm the founder of GoBanyan for the anti-banyan socks, which are a medical product class number 1, distributing the products in Germany, Switzerland, Austria and the UK. We had already a commercial growth since pitching on Shark Tank in 2019 of 2 million euros, asking for an investment of 1 million euro to actually expand the company. The ESU Cyprus project was for me an incredible experience because I was able to meet a lot of people who are helping actually to upscale the business and a lot of support, great new input, and I want to thank you on this side.
Hi, I'm Mara, the founder of Kaltsiki. Do you know what the cost of unhappy customers is every year? $500 billion in the US alone. Don't you prefer to keep this money and gain new customers? Well, this is where our team of experienced researchers and marketers come in. Kaltsiki has developed a unique AI technology with deep linguistic foundation to analyze customer feedback. Kaltsiki Software as a Service offers actionable insight into how customers feel about brands, aspects of products and competition, and generates customer personas. At this phase, we are getting our first customers. ESU networking program has greatly helped us with connections and networking, and also inspired us with other people's lessons learned.
Teradrops is file sharing, backup and physical redundancy storage cloud system. First, unlimited file sharing. Check out the smart and simple Teradrops file sharing. Cloud and backup system. Organize files in virtual folder, share between devices, manual and automatic backup of your important data. Project versioning backup acts like autosave for anything. Physical storage. Ultra-fast NVMe technology up to 4 terabytes, USB Tera-D is an SSD drive made for the toughest conditions. Teradrops, 3 components in one service.
Hello, I'm Violeta from Openness. At Openness, we aim to drive social and environmental change one person at a time. To do that, we offer interactive awareness programs that aim to educate and sensitize employees around social and environmental topics such as gender equality or climate change or diversity and inclusion. Through our programs, we help businesses accelerate their ESG strategy and also build a more solid culture in the workplace. For the European Startup Universe, we joined to network with fellow startuppers, to have access to angel investors, and also to talk to experts, which we have done, and they have been very helpful in helping us make decisions and drive our operations forward. Thank you.
Schoolmaster is classroom management software that allows taking full control in your computer classroom. Monitor students' work, access their computer, black screen, block internet, choose programs that are allowed for running and block all the others. send and collect recently created files, or delete them after collecting. You can also shut down, restart, or log off computers by one click, or create a simple test for quick assessment of students' knowledge. You can see statistics for whole classroom or per student. For easier work, you can arrange thumbnails to match real computer positions. And you can also apply restrictions on individual computers.
You want to make a dynamic website for your small business but don't have the knowledge or basic understanding how everything works? No problem. We created solution for you. SiteCon. With SiteCon you don't need to learn WordPress or complex HTML and CSS code, you can design dynamic websites with no skills. Just create a website and add pages. Each page consists of sections which you can add or edit in a simple way. Everything is already pre-designed for you, but you can customize every part. You can even create and design website with our mobile app. Or publish news by adding posts directly from your smartphone. We also integrated chat and groups so every employee can communicate easily, assign tasks, upload important files or add posts to the website. Creating and maintaining the website was never as easy and fun as with SiteCon.
So, when there's a huge crowd, how do you stand out from the crowd? Well, do things differently and do them better. My name is Edward Vickery and I'm one of the co-founders of Reveal Insight. We are a meritocratic marketplace for the alternative investments industry. This is one of the most lucrative industries in the world, and it's an old school industry carried out by men in suits behind closed doors. There's very little transparency. Brand dominates, and business is done through relationships. We aim to change all of that, to digitalize the whole process, to make it more efficient for everybody, and to help the right investors find the right asset managers. Bye-bye.
Hello, I'm happy to introduce you our team's very young project, Via Muntenia. I'm Sorina Buzatu and I represent the association Drumul Printre Măguri. The ESU gave me the opportunity to meet some interesting people and share helpful ideas for our work. This project meant to be a social one, as it connects and unites people from all walks of life. We designed a road for the bike riders and travelers stretching over 1,600 kilometers from the western to the eastern side of Muntenia region in Romania. We encourage people to make sport, to discover the beauty of the nature and the cultural heritage preserved in the traditional villages. In the same time, we'd like to support the local business in the field of hospitality and handicraft. And we strive to promote it widely. Thank you very much for your attention.
Hi, my name is Dimitris, and with the rest of the team, we are the creators of Akeso care ecosystem. In a post-pandemic world, healthcare is changing. Doctors are exhausted, patients waste precious time to receive care, and with the interoperability of devices, a new market emerges, that of remote patient monitoring. Our patient application connects via Bluetooth with medical devices, wearables, and smart home devices to enable self-care for patients. We also enable their treating doctors to make data-driven decisions with precision and from distance with integrated telemedicine solutions. Akeso care ecosystem is the most connected remote monitoring platform for chronic patients and their treating doctors. We would like to thank ESU for all this knowledge and support we received the past weeks. Visit our website and social media for more information.
Hello, my name is Vasilopoulos Anthony. Ariadne is going to be the new exchange that will offer sophisticated financial tools in order to transform individuals into rational, consistent, and successful investors. Now, the cryptocurrency market rose and accumulated a total of $15 trillion in transaction volumes last year. In terms of growth, we are still early, but we are working hard towards building our MVP. ESU has been really helpful through this process. They organized these weekly seminars, which they were very interesting and helpful and covered topics that everyone will have in his way when undertaking this journey. Also, they hosted professionals from the sector who shared their valuable experiences and knowledge and guide us through this journey. From Ariadne team, a huge thank you, ESU.
Hello, my name is Mladen. I'm the founder of Pančona. With Pančona, fitness and health industry professionals are able to track their customer success online, and the end customers have a chance to have access to their trainer or a nutritionist even on the go.
Hello, my name is Anna, and I'm a co-founder of Pančona, a fitness platform for content creation, audience growth, and monetization.
Pančona offers an all-in-one toolkit with an amazing personalization opportunity. Basically, every trainer will be able to create their own app. Pančona gives a new and exciting revenue stream that is easy to scale, amazing promotion opportunities, access to real-life data for every customer, and it's working on every device, even offline.
It's made specifically for trainers and does not require any technical knowledge. Just go in, choose from more than 5,000 different recipes or over 800 different exercises, and build your own training program.
And after getting feedback from a few customers Pančona already has, we think there's a huge potential for us. You can learn more at pančona.com or simply email me or Anna about it. Thank you.
Thank you.
We are presenting Insulog, the virtual insulin therapy assistant, AI and AR precise injection sites locator and technique assistance. At first login, the user will input the therapy settings. The patient will hold the insulin pen in one hand and mobile phone in the other, filming the abdomen. The app checks the insulin dosage by scanning the pen unit number, no go without the right settings. The app evaluates the abdominal surface, processing images, making exclusions area, and identifying the right size, also considering aspects like accessibility, pain, or cosmetic issues. The app releases a VR photo with daily recommended injection sites, bullseyes. Using a vocal assistant, AR guides the pen holding hands movement right into the bullseyes, matching the VR pic with the live photo session. The app also has reminders, chat, reports, preloaded video, and tutorials.
Hi, I'm Konstantin. My mom is one of the founders of Auntie's Home. Unfortunately, we live now in the very unsure world with constant stresses and rapid changes. Pandemic, wars, financial crisis. We face all of these at once. My mom should keep up with all of it and at the same time to be able to solve the question of childcare. For 11,000 of newborn children per year, official childcare system in Cyprus offers just 6,000 places in total. To overcome the lack of spaces, women unemployment, and gender inequality, my mom and her friend designed a flexible system of locally available childcare units that are clustered to ensure the social and soft skill development, and to provide the women a sense of the control over the childcare and boost their social economic activity. However, the significant positive impact will be noticeable when Auntie's Home system is propagated to a national level. Therefore, we are seeking for help to cover cost our marketing plan implementation.
So many promising and wonderful startups. It's quite interesting to see what these startups have gained during these weeks. These were some of the startups of the European Startup Universe, which really thank them for participating in the whole initiative and accepting our support. We wish all the teams to find their way towards their success, and we hope that we played an important role in guiding you on taking the right path. Time flew by, therefore we will proceed to the closing remarks. Let's meet the ESU team, which were put under the spotlight and answer a series of questions about their experience in participating in this endeavor.
Καλησπέρα, είμαι ο Dimitris. And for me, what was the biggest highlight of the European Startup Universe is how many people it brought together, how many people from different backgrounds, industries, and countries. And let me give you some context to what I mean. Our main European Startup Universe organizing team had approximately 20 people coming from 7 countries. Our country organizers, which were also very close with the European Startup Universe main team, were coming from 8 countries, and along with our team members, there were approximately also 20 people in total. And when it comes to the program, which was the main thing, we had more than 1,500 tech startup founders, 100 speakers, more than 140 experts, more than 30 angel investors, all of them coming from all around the globe, operating in many different industries and with very different backgrounds. So what a program it has been. And can't wait also to see what the results is going to be from the meetings of angel investors and tech startup founders, the 250 meetings between angel investors and tech startup founders that are happening at the moment that we are speaking. And I believe there maybe we will have the next highlight. But for now, for me, that was the biggest highlight of the European Startup Universe.
Bonjour, here is Guillaume Berton. I'm really proud that I was part of the European Startup Universe initiative this year. We were a wonderful international team, and each one of us have tried to do his best to bring bottom-up the technological innovation in Europe. And I'm glad that we have allowed many young, innovative startup builders to make their project happen. That's the way we bring change and improvement into the world.
Hey, Mariya here. If I were to describe the team, I would have to say that they are very hardworking, ambitious, warm, kind-hearted, and very creative. It has been a great team to work with. Thank you.
Ciao a tutti, I'm Andrea, and I strongly believe that the future of the European Startup Universe should be, must be, and will be prosperous. It's just the beginning of this initiative, which will bring together more and more startup founders from every European country and creating an increasingly competitive and exciting Europe.
Καλησπέρα! I'm Panagiotis, and I believe that the funniest moments of European Startup Universe were the Friday activities and events, where the whole team gathered up and played a lot of different games. From board games to card games to online games, we had the opportunity to share more about our stories, share more about ourselves, have fun with each other, enjoy, be opponents without any organizational structures or tasks to complete. Especially when we work in this remote environment and everyone is in his own city, it's important to have these fun activities, and I really believe that it helped the whole team to achieve what ESU achieved in the end.
Merhaba, hello everyone, I am Merve, and diversity, innovation and teamwork.
Γεια σας, I'm Eleni Farandaki and I'm the Operations Manager of the European Startup Universe. What I would like to say to the participants is that we did put much effort on all this initiative to make it happen, and I really hope that you got the most out of the programs. And another thing that I would like to say is that make sure that you love what you do, and if you love what you do, no matter what happens and no matter where will you end up, I think that the sure thing is that it will worth it for sure. The experience you get through all this journey as a startup founder, it's really worth it. So I wish you the best and see you next year maybe.
Thank you once more, all of you, for participating and contributing in this initiative. Stay tuned for our next endeavor. Great things are coming. For those of you wanting to connect and network more, join us tonight after this live broadcast. Find the link in the comments below. Before saying goodbye to you, we'd like to thank you for your support in turning Europe into the new global powerhouse for startups. Good night. Kalinichta.